Hello, welcome to Try Animes, another AmiAmi weekly roundup of anime figure releases. This will be from the 25th of April, which is the Tuesday of the week. I couldn't get to the Monday, unfortunately, to the 28th of April. Since then, it goes to the 1st of May, which is the the week last week. So it will only be a few days, but there's quite a few figures that are quite interesting to have a look at. So we'll get back straight into them. There's a Pop-Up Parade, Tsukihime, Piece of Blue Glass Moon, Kohaku complete figure. It's just there's three from this series actually. Tsukihime, a Piece of Blue Glass. So you got Kohaku and Hisui, and then you've got Akiha as well. So you've got the two maids, well, not the maids. That's yeah. So these are Pop Parade figures. They're pretty cheap as well if you're looking into getting into these figures. Um, they are just very simple, easily designed. They normally won't come with this clear base. I think they recently changed, or somewhat a few months ago, changed from the hexagonal bases that they used to have to round like pucks basically now for them. So they're not going to look like this. This is just for the photos. It's a bit of a shame. I think I prefer these clear ones, especially if you're going to do your own dioramas or something for these, which might be a good idea if you want to collect all three of these for less than what 12,000, just over 12,000 yen full through. They're pretty good. I do like Hisui's as well. Her hair is a lot better shaded compared to the other two. Here you can see that they're all three next to each other, so they look like they would complement each other very well. These are quite good looking pop praise. Pop praise is still, it's down to the quality. It's a bit hit and miss. Looks like her. It's like Akia's only got pretty much no shading on her hair. But these are pop-up praise. They're going to be very simple figures, anyways, especially if you're just starting out, and you just want a couple of figures for not a lot of money. Arms note, Buhu-chan of the swim club on 7th scale. There's a few swimsuit figures that are on this week. This is one of them. This is quite a good looking swimsuit figure. I do like the fact that they do of how they've done the shine on the swimsuits, as generally they are quite shiny, and well, I just like the way they do it. It's very quite aesthetically pleasing as well overall. The paint job looks quite nice. Looks like there was an accompanying character that was previously released. I'm not sure if I caught her in one of my videos. But yeah, this is quite a good looking one. Very embarrassing face. The pose is quite attractive, and the pinch that you get down on the thigh area is quite nice as well. It's good when they do have that sort of attention to detail, and you see them pinching the thighs. So it's a very good looking figure for 19,900 yen. Definitely worth getting it if you're interested, especially as we're going into the summer. If you're doing a swimsuit or you're doing this shelf of swimsuit figures, and this is a figure that definitely that suits you, then it'd be worth getting. Persona 5 Tei Takumi 1/7. Persona 5 is obviously a lot of people. It's a very good game, good series as well. A lot of people like these the characters from Persona series. So if you're into your Persona series, then this might be worth getting. I'm not familiar with the Persona series, unfortunately, but it looks like you get some accessories with a clip and a lab coat, and the ID on the lab coat. So it's quite good. It's 20,000 yen, not overly expensive, but considering it comes with a chair as well, rather than just a round base or anything like that, it's a very attractive looking figure, and I do like the pose as well. Very sort of seductive as well overall. So very nice looking figure. Another swimsuit one, Assembly Heroine SS Squidman Rika. There's two versions of this actually. They're 1/8 scales. This one is a half complete, so it's just got the head coloured in, semi-finished assembly figure, head painted and assembled multi-colour model kit. So I think it requires you to finish off painting it, which is why this one's only 8,000 yen. The promo pictures won't show that, unfortunately. They'll show you the final product. If you want the complete figure, it's 15,950 yen. This one is all completely pre-painted. So it depends. If you've got good paint skills, then you can save yourself a bit of money. I don't know. Hopefully this doesn't become a trend of them trying to split the stack and split. Our Treasure, the manufacturer, put in too big of an order of them and to be produced. And you've got multiple heads. Obviously, you've got two head styles as well, with a hair tied up on hair not tied up. So that might be why they've done sort of some painted, some non-painted. So they've probably painted all the heads as that separate, and then they've just done the bodies on part of the order, and so they're trying to shift the non-painted ones. Hopefully, it's just a production error or something like that, rather than them having this being a new trend of them doing some that are half complete as a way to justify higher prices on the more complete pre-painted figures. B-Style Shinobi Master Senran Kagura. It's the bare leg version. I do like the Senran Kagura series figures, the B-Styles. They do seem to be a bit more unique compared to normal B-Style that Freeing have done in the past. So I do like this, yeah, and I would potentially get both of these characters from Senran Kagura. I think I prefer the normal versions rather than the bare leg, but bare leg ones are obviously cheaper, so it depends on your wallet. And what I'd have to check the aftermarket prices on the actual full tight ones, but these actually look quite good actually bare legged overall as well. As I don't think the fishnets will actually add anything if I did get the fishnet ones, so it might be worth just getting the bare legged ones if you're really that into the quarter scale series. But it's a very good looking figure. The hair, everything looks spot on. The blue suits her really well, the blue and white, and the hair, the ears look really good. The hair cut shading looks really good as well. Pretty much one of the better Freeing paint jobs on the hair, and obviously the pose is very nice with the cane as well as an extra thing compared to just a lot of the more standard Freeing figures. You don't get a lot of them with props. When they have a prop, basically, it generally just elevates the Freeing figure and makes you feel like you're actually getting your money's worth, especially with the quarter scale. Vertex Elfidra 6 Melmu. This is a not safe for work caster figure, so I won't show all of them going down and whatnot. But yes, you can cast off, and if you want, Vertex have done like an entire range. Obviously, the Elf Village line. I've got two of them, which I will need to unbox actually at some point. Try and do that this week or next weekend in a following up video. But yeah, I've got Cecil and Arkley. There's two versions of this. You got the cheaper version, 23,370 yen, or you got the one which comes with a grass base, has an extra faceplate and an A3 wall scroll for 27,500 yen. A lot of people prefer to get the ones with a base, the more limited edition ones, which is fair enough. That you they generally seem to retain their value a bit more, but the Elf Villages, they do quite a lot of reruns of these, so their price sort of has steadily gone up over the years as they've re-released the same figure over and over again. I don't know whether the quality's gotten better, unfortunately, over as they've released the same ones over the years, but it's a good series to get into, especially if you like your elf characters, which I do. So I do want to get the entire elf lineup, village lineup at some point. SH Figuarts Guts Berserk Armor is already closed. Unfortunately, everyone obviously went for this. It is Guts, and you can position him in any sort of way you want. It's a very good figure with a lot of accessories. I do like the detail. They've got the curse mark on him, with his big Dragon Slayer sword. Yep, and the joints do take away from it a bit, but considering you're only paying 10,000 yen for it. And I think with the extra accessories you get the hand cannon, alternative hand, expression parts 2, crossbow, cannon firing, crossbow holding hand part, Beharit, cape, dragon slayer, and a knife. So it's really good if you want to position, especially if you want to have him on your desk. That's probably where I would recommend especially from a fan favorite figure like this of Guts. A lot of people obviously love the Berserk series. I'm one of them. I do really enjoy Berserk. Yeah, so this is definitely a good figure to get. The figure that's Mini Yamada. So it says Bandai Spirits. I guess you could say kind of like an Android, but doesn't have all the positioning. It's a much more simplified down one. You can see, unfortunately, you can see the joints and the legs there. So this is from the Hell's Parade. There's a few figures released for Hell's Parade in this week. So there's her. There is Gabimaru as well. So you get a couple different positions you can have him in. 2,000, not too bad. So it's not exactly expensive. Then you've got some figure arts ones. These are obviously a bit more customizable in terms of positions that you can have them in. But you are paying more. The joints are, again, something that would probably unfortunately annoy a lot of people. But the anime is looking pretty good overall. Hell's Parade, I do quite like the Hell's Parade anime at the moment. Here's Gabimaru as well. Looks like, yep, and you get his cloak, his face mask, which is quite good. So they've got quite a good enough amount of accessories so you can reenact some of the scenes from the anime, or if you just want to have a fun, or where they're facing off against each other. So there's quite good. Some shoes, Yamada's more expensive, I guess, because of the hair. But the paint job looks pretty good on them as well. Overall, shading looks quite good on Gabimaru, having the greens and the blacks. So quite good figures. Then you've got Star Trek Bishojo Vulcan Science Officer. I think this was released already earlier, a few months ago. And this looks like it's a relaunch. I think they've actually touched up the paint job, if I remember correctly. The first time I looked at it, the paint on the actual outfit wasn't very good, and now it looks like it's a lot more detailed. So definitely a big improvement, and it's cheaper as well, I think. So 13,860 yen. It's from Kodabukiya. So it's going to be top-notch detail, top-notch paint job now compared to the last time. This is definitely one worth getting if you're big into your Star Trek. And you've just got when it's being released in September. If you've not got much other figure-wise to come out in September, it might be worth getting this. A quite good-looking figure actually. I might wait and just wait till September when it's released, and then pick it up here. It might possibly go down. It seems like, as I said, this is the second time I've seen this, so they might have just had too many produced, maybe. But it's a good looking figure as well. Fate Grand Order Rider Leonard da Vinci. It's a Fate series figure. This is by Kodabukiya, so it's going to be was one of the biggest, obviously, best manufacturers out there. The cape looks amazing. That's a really good shading of purple as well, actually. One of the better shades on the capes I've seen. The dress looks really good. Tights look nice, and with them being shiny, it definitely, or satin, should I say, definitely complements the rest of the colours. It looks like there's very good detailing. The staff and the gauntlet look amazing. Top-notch paint job, and this is for 23,000 yen. If you love this figure and you love this character, definitely worth getting it. Not a standard base. The books complement as well the character. Very good. November release. Azure Lane Shukaku, the crane that dances to the wind, on the 7th. It's another Azure Lane figure. Sort of ballerina-esque style outfit. Very see-through. Does not leave a lot up to the imagination, of course. But the base, oh my god, that water effect looks amazing. With the sakura leaves or leaves on the pond being disturbed by the surface. If you're big into your Azure Lane figures and Shokaku's one of your waifus, this is definitely worth getting. Even if not, actually, it's just such a beautiful figure, so elegant and whatnot. And with the dress being opaque, it's such a great looking figure. And for 18,400 yen, it's nothing to moan at, really. By Apex, it's going to be a great figure. I think the water base just blows out the water for me. Complements the entire aesthetic of the figure. Yep, it's a very good looking figure. Definitely one to keep an eye out for. And another one to keep an eye out for is Lane Bremerton Kung Fu Cruiser version. So it's Bremerton essentially doing a Chun-Li pose, I guess you could say. So yeah, in a China dress, this is very nice looking. I love the hexagonal base. And obviously I love the outfit as well. The assets are on full display for you. It's definitely one I probably would definitely want to possibly get. Um, Obviously they don't let you know if you can see any. She looks like she's got pantsuits on. So yeah, no, it's a very good looking figure. I love the shading, the grading on this on the front sachet here of the dress. It looks really great, and on the back I think it's very equally detailed. Yep, equally detailed. You're seeing a trend of quite a few of these China dress style figures, and it's just there's something about the way they sit on the character that makes them just so sexy and appealing to a lot of people. It's by Alta, so it's going to be top notch paint job. It's pretty much going to be perfect. 25,900 yen. Price is perfectly fine. Not too expensive, not too cheap either for what you're getting. And it's Birmingham, so it's an Ezra figure, and it's one of the more popular characters. So definitely worth getting if you're wanting to go. I'm very tempted to pick this one up as well. Short Break of Anubis, illustrated by Nigi Kumiya. This is just, I think there's been a couple of other Anubis figures. This one looks quite nice, simple as well. Lying down figure on a carpet. I think that is just a plastic injection molded, and then you got this dog as well, Anubis style dog as an add-on. Oh, there's the original artwork, so it looks quite good actually. It's pretty close yet. I would say pretty close to it. Recreation of the artwork. Unlike some of the other ones that you see that aren't too close. This is for 19,800 yen. It's by Free Will Studio. I'd have to wait and see maybe for this to be released, see what it's like. Price is not too bad. But yeah, it's got a certain aesthetic with this Anubis Egyptian themed get up. It is quite a good. I do like the overall aesthetic, but I think you'd have to have some sort of collection or be collecting the other Anubis figures, which are following this Egyptian aesthetic. So it's quite nice looking figure. I do like the shading on this with the rib cage as well, because she's a very skinny character. So you do got the definition of the rib cage and around the belly. It's very good. I do like the figure. Do like the skin tones that they've used in the figure as well a lot. Kiriko Wandering Witch, Journey of Elena, by Kadokawa, 24,200 yen. This is quite a popular series. Anime, I think quite a lot of people like this. Will probably want to get her. She's quite a popular character. The hat can come off. It's quite nice. And the base is obviously not standard one. She's not just standing there. She's on her broom, and it's got a spell going on. Very good looking figure. It's Kadokawa, so it's going to be paint job's going to be great. The shading looks spot on her cloak, and on the hat. It's not overly done on the hat, which is fine because you don't want it to take away too much from the face. You want obviously to be able to you want it to grab your attention of the hat and then follow it down towards the face, and then so you're actually admiring the figure, not just the paint job on her cloak. It's a very nice, good looking figure. Next is Rin Amaya illustration by Saburo. This is a explicit figure. So that is cast off. It's quite a nice looking figure. It's a very nice looking figure if you are going for that lingerie aesthetic. And obviously it's got the assets amply throughout. I'll not go on any further as the rest of it is not safe for work. It's a very nice looking figure, especially if you'll know if it's up your alley. It kind of is. I don't quite like the aesthetic overall, but it's not. There are other figures I would rather buy for 24,540 yen. It's by SkyTube. They know what they're doing when they're doing these sorts of cast-off figures. They do a bit more of the budget, cheaper end compared to Native, but the quality is not as good as Native. So it's kind of hit and miss. SkyTube's pretty good though overall if you're more into your ecchi collection or not NSFW style works. Then Tales of Arise Shion Summer version. So this one is another swimsuit figure from the Tales of series. Very good looking figure. On a beach ball, you don't see that often. Having this sort of prop with a beach ball, and obviously her with a weapon. And I like the fact that she can have a hoodie on or off as well, which makes it a lot more appealing in terms of, at least you're getting extra accessories and stuff, so it makes your investment a bit more worthwhile. And for 16,900 yen, that's really good. The hair sculpt looks really well done. The paint job's pretty good as well. Swimsuit looks perfectly fine. Nothing to think. And obviously, a lot of them have this where they have their hand going, resting on one side of their posterior, and obviously like stretching it out. So it's quite a common thing in anime figures, and I think it's going to be quite common in a lot of the other swimsuit figures that will probably be being released. The definition here of her twisting her upper half is very well done as well. The creases on the actual side of her looks very good. So definitely worth possibly getting if you're a big fan of Terrorize. Data live novel Kurumi is another Kurumi figure. It's another Kurumi in a bunny suit. This one is by Kadakawa, and it actually looks like the tights are real, not painted on this one. So if you love Data Live or you just want a Kurumi, there's a lot of Kurumi figures out there. But if you haven't got one yet and you like the bunny suit styles, this might be one worth getting, especially with it having realistic tights as well. I don't know if it mentions anywhere about the tights. Nope, doesn't mention it, but it looks like material's plastic. It could be moulded on then, but based on the way it's fuzzy sort of on the outlines of the edge here, looks like it's more of an actual fabric to me. So hopefully that is for 21,700 yen. Very good. Kurumi is a very good look. I do like Kurumi's character overall. There's just so many options out there to choose from. So if you're just starting collecting, it might be worth getting this Kurumi. Since I think on the aftermarket a lot of her figures do go up if they're good. Some of them, a lot of the other ones have the have the clockwork parts of the base as her ability in Data Live. So, and they're generally more expensive, but that's because you're getting obviously a much more elaborate base. B-Style Ayasaki Triangle Suzu Kanade. This is a B-Style. You've seen this. This is one of the more other default poses Free will go for, of them, or you looking at their rear, their posterior, and then looking back at you over their shoulder. Quite common. The half up the leg thigh, like the thigh high tights, is quite good look overall as well actually. So, and it looks like this is a pair with this other character, which I think I covered in a video before, can't remember. But it's going to be freeing, and the paint job's going to be spot on. The bodysuit looks really good. The mold lines look spot perfect. The white looks quite good for her. I think the white does suit this character more so than having it being black or blue or something like that. I think she doesn't require to be another bold color like a red or something. So it does look quite good looking figure. I think the proportions on the rear compared to the front though are a bit out of whack, but unfortunately you take some liberties when you're getting into the quarter scale B style figures. There are some liberties that are taken, unfortunately. End of Summer JK Shoujo Illustrated by Lavinia. This is I've seen promos of this. This is quite a good looking figure actually overall. It's still sort of the drip it. I do like the entire scenario of her sitting in front of a fan because of it being a hot summer. I do like the figure overall actually. It's really nice. I do love the pose, the position, everything looks great. Hair looks amazing. Shading on the hair looks brilliant. And this is by Max Q. I think there's another bonus version. I think this one, the DX version, if I can reload it, is cast off, I think. Normally, that's what they mean when they do the sort of deluxe version of these. The deluxe one is 21,000 yen. The normal standard one is 19,000. Yes, so if you want the cast off version, you want to get the DX version. If you want to be able to cast it off, which will probably help with retaining its value, in my opinion. Normally, cast off figures will either be higher in the aftermarket or they retain their value a lot better. It's just something that happens in figure collecting, unfortunately, with collectors and the cultured weebs out there. To Love Ru Darkness swimsuit series by Union Creative. Freeing have got the Rangiku swimsuit, so there's and Union Creative are, I think, subsidiary of Freeing. So I'd like the fact that we're seeing more of these swimsuit figures, especially as we're going into the summer. And this is a quarter scale as well, so not cast off from what I'm aware of. Doesn't look like she's cast off at all, but it's a very good looking figure. And with her being quarter scale, she'll be obviously large and in charge. The hair shading looks really good. I think Union Creative have done a good job of this with the shading on the swimsuit as well. And I think, yep, it's quite a good looking figure. 38,000 yen might be a bit on the high side though, unfortunately, because you're not getting a lot of definition in terms of the skin tones. The skin tone look very just flat overall as well. So I think it's just I think it's mainly the hair and the swimsuit, and obviously the appeal of the figure of her being embarrassed as well, sort of to keep for them asking this sort of price. Core scales, yes, they are more expensive and they have been going up in price quite a lot recently. But I still don't think it's not got the bunny suit tax, and there's not a lot of other swimsuit figures series on that they've released, and you don't know whether they're going to do the entire lineup of all the girls from To Love Ru in swimsuit. If you sort of had confirmation that they were, then at least then you know you can fill out the entire shelf and have them all matching. But normally it seems like with these swimsuit figures they do one off from a certain series, and they might do another one further down the line, but that'll be years away. Harem Quest Noir Kurone, there's two versions, her in a white and a black outfit. These are obviously for certain people, and they are cast off. I'm not going to enlarge the figures because I don't like the figures. I don't like the figures at all. The flesh bulging, I'll just make this a bit larger and go to here. The flesh coming out of the gaps in the fabric, and the chest is just, unfortunately, the position and the figure mold is just completely off-putting in my ears. I just don't like it. I can't see how people will want to buy these. Some people, there will be people that will buy them, and they're 1/5 scales. But I've not heard of Harem Quest. I don't know if it's a game that's based off of. And there's more the other versions which have the poster artwork for them. But for 25, I think these are going to tank in price, to be honest. Maybe if they're 12,000 yen, if you can find them for 12,000 yen after release in November, maybe get them. If you are more cultured weeb, but apart from that, I wouldn't pay that price for them. This one's a very cute looking figure. I do like this one. Kasu wo Hirati Tsubasa. It's by who's this by? Golden Head. I do like this figure as well. It's a very cutesy looking angel aesthetic figure. I love the outfit. Looks great. The pose looks great. Everything looks great overall, actually, really. There's enough shading on it. 20,000 yen, there's like enough detail to keep you interested and for what you're paying for. The umbrella looks really unique, with it being this sort of see-through rainbow effect plastic. Whether that's from the lights or that's actually painted on, I don't know. Hopefully it's just from the lights and stuff, in which case then you can change it up a bit with lights. Although that might, depending on your cap display, if if you've got artificial lights in there, and depending on the color hue, or if you're doing red or the RGBs, that might affect the this effect that you get off of them. But if this is painted on, then it looks pretty good actually for it being painted on. But it looks like it does possibly change colors as you change the, this back panel is always green. I think they're painted, so they're probably tinted that color, but it looks really good. It's a very good looking figure. I do like this figure a lot. Idolmaster Shiny Colors Madoka. If you're into your succubus style figures, this Idolmasters is a video game, a mobile phone game. So this is probably one of the skins for this character. But you've got a lot of detail. There's a lot of layers going on here. And there's an actual printout on the underside of this cape skirt thing. That's the nice detail that you don't normally get. Yep, the wing, I do like her. Her face actually looks really good. Face looks good, hair looks good. The small detailing on the hat and the outfit looks great as well. If you like your goth and succubus style looking figures, this is really good. This was Solarian, and the shading, paint job looks good. Base is pretty simple overall, but that's perfectly fine, to be honest. For 22,000 yen, yep, it's a very good looking figure. Two figures left. These are ones that a lot of people, I think, have got a lot of hype for. Precious Gem series, Naruto Shippuden, Sasuke, and Naruto. So a lot of people want these. 36,000 yen. These are very elaborate looking figures. They look amazing. Stage 6 paths. Obviously, Sasuke's with his can't remember what that's called, unfortunately. Sorry, I've not watched Naruto in a long time. But the style, posture, these look more like statues, basically, like resin statues, than they do like these. This is something you normally see from a resin statue, really, compared to them being plastic scale figures. These are PVC and ABS. Okay, so the base is probably ABS, and then the figure themselves are PVC. But the paint job looks amazing on both of these, and I love the overall, as the base adds to them, tells you what they are and what their abilities are, especially if you know the Naruto series. And these are 36,000 yen. There is approaching kind of lower end resin statue territory pricing, but it's well established, and obviously these are actually licensed figures, so it's not as if they're non-licensed or anything like that. So these look great, and there is you can buy them as a pair for I think 72,000 yen, and have them as both together. Or if you just prefer one over the other. A lot of people probably like Sasuke, a lot of people like Naruto, so it depends. But they're amazing looking figures. Definitely worth getting by Mega House. I think Mega House has done a really good. I like their Gem series. They're more elaborate than very elaborate figures, actually, which means they can ask for a higher price. But I think you know what you're getting when you're buying these figures. You're getting a centerpiece to your collection. So that's it for this week. I'll be doing another video. I'll be launched shortly after this one. There's quite a few figures from this week, even though it was only 4 days on here that I've been able to get. So thank you for watching the video, and please, any feedback is much appreciated. If you don't mind sitting through these long videos, unfortunately, I do try and speed them up, but thank you for watching, and have a good one.